that was so easy.
Oh, wait, hold on, one more.
One more.
No, you're not free.
Oh man, this is like John Carr from BMX Plus. One more. All right, we're going to get things rolling here. The very first thing we're going to do is talk to this gentleman right here.
Yeah, because he does it.
Yeah, he slipped off real quick.
Sitting?
No, we're standing.
No, we're just going to stand and have this. This isn't.
Testing. Yep.
Worst thing we could do is give Steve Strope a live mic.
Right.
So, everyone, let's have a round of applause for Steve Strope.
Hi. Thank
Hot
you.
rod builder extraordinaire, buddy of mine from California. I remember when Steve rolled into California. Do you remember when you came in and we'd make you custom stuff at my apparel company and like that?
That's right.
Steve was always ordering custom jackets and custom clothes because that's who he is. But when we both found out that we were BMXers and this guy was collecting, man, that sealed the deal, didn't it?
Definitely.
So tell us about your bikes upstairs. And I know we talked a little bit at the ribbon cutting, but what are your favorites and some of the things like that?
First, is this rad or what? Yeah, it's pretty freaking rad. The collection upstairs, geez. As I joked earlier, I'm Steve Strope and I got a bike problem. And I'm from a very small farm town in upstate New York. And a lot of the bikes I now own, I only saw photos in the mighty BMXA or BMX Plus. So I started gathering up the bikes I always wanted to have, and due to the fact that I build shiny cars, I can't just leave it alone, so I'd restore them or make them, look new. And I had all the tools and capabilities at my fingertips, so why not? And you can fit a lot more bikes than cars, so that worked out. And then it just started growing, and I just kept doing more, and I got more that are going to be coming. So I try to have a good variety. There's stuff upstairs, like I said, I always wanted. I never even saw a quad angle in person. So when I got that bike, I was really excited, and I kind of built it how I always wanted it if I could have ever afforded that. And I try to have a wide variety of different stuff. And I mainly focus on 76 to 84, 85, even though I have some newer bikes.
What's your favorite one upstairs? I know it's like kids, you can't say, but they're not in the room, so just tell us.
Oh, yeah. I can lie liberally. My baby blue quad angle, just because I always wanted that, so I built it how I wanted it. Wow.
I know Tim likes that Power Light.
Oh,
is that one of your favorites?
The little Power Light's
Little
a
power
sweetie.
light is sweet.
I really like, for difference, if, I don't know, you guys go back up and check it. There's a bike up there called a Shogun, which Tangay made like everybody's frames. And it's a mixture of Skyway TA parts and Kuwahara dropouts. And it's got the aero tubing of the forks, kind of like a GMC. And when I got that frame, that's the frame and fork, that's the original chrome. I didn't re-chrome them. And building that was kind of cool because I had to search for months to figure out what the heck it was. So I'm trying not to get feedback.
I know. You'll get that later when you step off stage and get feedback.
Yeah, I'll get that. So I enjoy the Shogun because it was kind of cool. And the Racing 24 Cruiser, that red anodized one, that's actually built by one of my employees, did that, Kelly Cox, and that bike is stunning, and there's not a lot of them rolling around. So I got a group, but my quad angle I really, really dig.
But let me let the cat out of the bag, because what's up there is not everything. There's another truckload of bikes coming, right, from California?
Yeah,
There's going to be more for you to see.
I got more coming. So well, we want to expand this thing and make it kick ass.
Steve, this guy has been a buddy of mine for a long time, car guy, bike guy, and as he put it so perfect, BMX is the gateway drug to cars because we customized them, we raced them. It was our first chance at liberty and going fast. And it is so true. And I can't say enough about this guy. He's helped this museum and he's helped a lot of other people. So let's hear it for him. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have fun. Stay rad.
Thanks, buddy.
take that. And now,
Yeah.
big part of the show right here, Tim Matthews. Come on up, Tim. I'll tell you about this guy.
Hang on a
Now,
second.
if you don't know Tim already, Tim is the director of the museum. Is that the correct? Am I right on that?
Sounds good.
You're not the chairman yet or anything like that?
No,
Okay. No, but Tim Lillethorup and I do the Super Rad BMX podcast, and I was back here for the holidays from California last year, and if you haven't seen that podcast yet, go. Super Rad podcast on YouTube. And we reached out to Tim and said, hey Tim, we'd love to come. We heard about the BMX area. We would love to come see what's going on here. And I thought it was a kid in a candy store, man. He was so excited. Whenever we talk about BMX, you get like giddy, don't you?
Oh, big time.
And Tim raced here, right over here at Star City BMX, and some of the bikes up there are his. And you know, Tim, you set down your mic. What'd you do with your mic? Oh wait, I've got it. I've got a lav on. I don't need two. See, I'm trying to hog the moment.
Well, I love it.
Let's put you in the middle here.
This is a real honor for me. Do you ever have moments where your smiling muscles hurt because you've been smiling so much?
Yeah. Tonight, that's how I feel.
Yes.
That's exactly how I feel. And you know, looking out on this room, I can go table by table and see a hero of mine. And you know, this BMX journey here at the museum started a long time ago. And there have been a few people that have been with us the whole way. Karl Hinkley's one of them, and he was there.
How about that show tonight, man?
You know, Karl and Carrie from the very beginning, you know, I remember we were at a swap meet and I bought a set of Lester mags and Karl wanted to buy them off me, and I think he had them in his car before we even left the show. But that was the first time I met Karl, and then I got into racing again as an old guy. I raced when I was a kid in the 80s, and I got into racing again, and you know, he sponsored me at the Grands, and I thought, man, to wear a uniform that, you know, wasn't just something I bought it, you know, off the online store. I mean, that was so cool. And you know, he brings his crew out here. And I don't know how many of you got to see the stunt show today, but these guys are freaking awesome. It really means the world to me that you guys come out. You've been coming out for years, and so that's a big deal for all of us here. You know, the Museum of American Speed is about American culture and how transportation and the automobile kind of fits into that. And it's really about our identity. You know, when you think about the automobile, it's about American freedom. And the bike's really no different. You know, American freedom is so important to what we believe in this country. And so the BMX bike is just an extension of that. And it is a tool for learning how to not strip threads and how to put things together and how to be aesthetic and make a bike that looks cool. Holy cow, all the guys riding for Karl, they had killer bikes. You know, I'm looking at all the colors of the hubs, and you know, it's just so cool. But you know, there's some really great people here tonight, and I've been pinching myself all day. You know, I mean, this is really just scratching the surface of what we can do, and it shows me today that there are great things in store for the future. When you work with great people, and there are so many great people in the world of BMX, I mean, they're all like friends from the moment you meet them, and it's just a wonderful thing. A few things I'd like to point out are just all the people in the white shirts. They're all of our volunteers. You know, they're great people. We could not do anything without them. We have a ginormous museum here. It's 300,000 square feet. It's one of the biggest museums, automotive museums in the country. We're just voted USA Today's most beloved places for car lovers, and Newsweek just voted us the best racing museum. But we have a really small team. We only have 13 people that work for us and 60 volunteers, and so the volunteers really make it possible. And we have one of the Smith brothers, one of my bosses, Craig, over here by all the bikes. I think he's scoping them out over there, but yeah, that's Craig Smith. So glad to have him here tonight. So I know you guys want to hear about the Hall of Fame inductions. I could stay up here all day because this is my passion too. So thanks to everyone for being here. Some of you have driven so far, Jacob theme, and some other people. So thank you for making the effort to be here. I love you all, and I hope to see you again here next year for sure.
Tim, thank you so much. Don't go away though, because we got to get the show started, but there's one other thing that we've got to do before I turn the mic over to you, because Tim wants to talk to you and tell everybody about everything that's going to happen tonight, but there's something that Tim doesn't even know about.
Oh.
We got a special. And I want to introduce the third member of our group, Chris Heyden right here. Chris is going to be introducing everyone. And Chris, Tim, and I were childhood friends, and we raced BMX and helped get the first BMX tracks in Omaha going. And it was a collective effort, and it's great to all be teamed back up. But yeah, bring that over. We, here, why don't you hang on to that? I want to announce something that Tim doesn't know about. Makes me giggle. Because he's been involved in everything.
What kind of trick are you going to play on
And
me now?
we've got a rabbit under this hat. But no, what's so great is I worked on something, and when I presented it to Tim here at the museum, he said, well, I want to be part of that, and the museum wants to be part of that. So we have a new award that is the inaugural award being presented tonight. And it's because there's some people that have done over and above. I mean, this museum has been phenomenal to us. And it's my honor to present the inaugural award tonight of the Nebraska Cup. And oh, no. It means a lot to me because BMX is kind of my people. And the very first of an annual award, which will also be here, and each year someone's name will be added to it. And it's not necessarily BMX. This year it's BMX, but next year it could be someone who's helped youth activities, sport in Nebraska. Tim, we're working on this together, but Tim doesn't know he's the one getting it.
Wow. Oh my God. Thank you.
It's because the effort you put to get the first state BMX Hall of Fame started, the effort and the foresight to do that, you deserve the first one.
I'm trying to hold it together. I'm trying to hold it together, folks. Oh my God, that is so cool. This is amazing. And okay, so you said this is something that every year someone will get this, or will there be name will be added?
That's yours to keep.
Okay.
Tim and the museum are going to do one that we're going to work on together, and there'll be one awarded, but there's going to be one that's a memorial trophy here that their names get added and it's be on display.
Okay. I will accept this award knowing that other people will be getting this award because, let me pause for a second. For me, that was what tonight is all about. It's not about, I mean, we could go on and on and on. These guys, I love them. They're my brothers, these two gentlemen right here. I met Chris in 1970. I met Brad in like 74, 75. We were 12, 13-year-old boys together. And
Tim, now they know how old we are.
yeah. So this is what I was going to say. I'll say it now. Tonight is for any kid that gets on a bicycle, and for any kid that signs up for a BMX race and wins a trophy, because it's for the next generation. But I accept this, and I'm totally humbled by this. It is a total shock, total surprise. Tonight is about our 12 inductees, and you're going to see some amazing videos, and you're going to see some really cool guys. Many of them are also like my brothers. You're all my brothers. Every racer, every male or female, we're all family in this room. And this is really, really cool. I didn't know this was happening. And
That's the whole idea. It's a surprise.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. Thank you very much.
But congratulations, bud. And what it says on here is Tim Lillethorup, Nebraska Cup 2025. So, and I am so proud that Tim and the museum have decided to join me on this award in the future. And we really want to promote youth activities and sports. And I specified to Tim when I told him, it's not about football, baseball, you know, soccer, which are great sports, but it's these alternatives. It's BMX. It's the guy who teaches kids how to work on cars. It's about things like that go over and above. And that's why I chose Tim for this year, because it's really important. When he had that idea in 2010, before any other state, it was important. And look at where it's at tonight. So, one more round of applause.
Thank you. Thanks. What do I do?
Can we get a photo?
Oh, photo. I guess we get a photo.
Tim,
Hey,
come on up here.
one more thing, because I had a little speech planned. I already covered some of it, but part of the speech is thank you, Tim Matthews. Thank you for the entire staff of the Museum of American Speed. Every single person has worked their tail off. Maddie's back there, Kevin, Jason. I know I'm forgetting a lot of people, but that's the core crew that have just worked their tails off for weeks on this thing. And thank you.
Here,
What do we do here?
here, she's gonna get a photo of us.
All right.
Tim? There we go.
All right.
Great. All right, let's get this show on the
So we're going
road.
to get the show on the road.
Can we put this and sit it right over here?
Yeah, okay. So once again,
Thank you.
oh, actually don't get the show on the road yet. Part of my speech was, if you're a former Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame member, just please stand up so people can see who you are and people can give you a round of applause. All right. So another important thing is, I know we have some important guests that are not actually Nebraska BMXers and maybe not part of our Hall of Fame. We have one very important distinguished guest here tonight, and he is Rusty Roberts, and he is the president of the Texas BMX Hall of Fame. They're our brothers in BMX. I've known Rusty since he was a kid. We raced together on the vintage circuit. And Rusty, stand up, please. Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Now we can begin. And again, I told you that my cohorts in all of this are two of my best friends, which we've known each other since we were 12. When I first moved into his neighborhood in 1970, I was kind of a wimpy kid. He and his brother TJ beat me up a few times, toughened me up. We all discovered BMX, and then Brad moved into the neighborhood, and he was rad and had cooler bikes because he was from Southern California. And we bonded. We traveled the country together. Oh my God, I could go on all night, but this is about the 12 new inductees, and congratulations to everyone in this room, especially the 12 people. We're about to show you some videos about these guys.
I'm going to remind you real quick about the format tonight. It's a little different. It's not people just walking up to the podium. If you're called up as an inductee, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to hand you your award, and you're going to get your photo taken with us. Then, as you're walking up, there's going to be a video about you that Tim edited together and narrated. But then we're going to put you up here, and we're going to have an interview, because we want it to be really informative and fun, and get a little bit of information. We're going to dig it out. And like I said earlier, if you weren't in the room, we dug up some good stuff on you. So we're ready to go.
One more person I forgot to mention. Okay, because I got totally blown away by that award, and that is so cool. I want to recognize a member of the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame, also what I consider a superstar in our sport, okay? And he's also the only person from Nebraska in the National BMX Hall of Fame. And please stand up, Greg Grubbs.
Hey, Grubbs. Yeah. Chris, you want to introduce our first person?
All right, again, my name's Chris Heyden, and
Hey, I might need to turn that down a little bit. Hang on.
I think it's because we stepped off the stage and we're under the mics. I mean, under the speakers.
All right.
Part of the reason we're doing this is to get you off the stage, Brad.
I know. All right, I'll sit down now.
I'm worn out just listening to you. And I had this whole list of people I was going to thank, but
You shouldn't have given me all these cocktails.
Where do I sit, Brad?
all the accolades
Do I
are
sit right in
correct.
front of you?
Yes, that'd be fine.
You know, thank you for the partnership. All the inductees. However, there's one group that was not represented. All the parents, all the people that attended with the inductees, the past racers, the BMX community. You know, without you guys, we wouldn't be up here. You know, we just lit a fire, but you guys keep it burning. So a round of applause for yourselves. Okay, before I let Brad start talking again, we're gonna break it into decades. The first decade is gonna be the 70s, which I'm very familiar with, and I love the 70s. I used to have hair. In the 70s, we have two inductees, and our first inductee is actually a very good friend of mine, and I've known him since the 70s. I ran this little track called Gnarlsbad, and I couldn't have done it, you know, without people. Well, there's going to be many people in this room that did help, but Anthony, you were always a big help. And I would like to introduce our first inductee, Anthony Chambers.
Anthony Chambers' incredible BMX journey began back in 1974, riding trails near his Golden Hills neighborhood in Bellevue, Nebraska. By 1975, he and his friends had carved out a network of dirt jumps and downhill runs known as the Golden Hills Trails, one of the earliest BMX hotspots in Nebraska. That same year, Anthony organized his own BMX races there, complete with handmade trophies, a full year before any sanctioned BMX events existed in the state. In 1976, Anthony watched a race at Yankee Hill BMX in Lincoln, and soon after began racing at Omaha's first BMX track, Spinnin' Spokes. The BMX fire was lit, and it never went out. Through the late 70s and early 80s, Anthony raced across the Midwest, forming lifelong friendships and inspiring countless young riders with his energy and enthusiasm. His talent quickly caught the eye of sponsors from Vest Soda and local bike shops like Cycle Shack, The Bike Rack, and Olympia Cycle, to national brands like Redline and Earl's Bicycle Factory. His partnership with shop owner Earl Huffman proved legendary. Anthony's race wins on Sunday, sold bikes on Monday. Earl later got Anthony on the Kuwahara national team, where the pair helped make Kuwahara one of the hottest BMX brands in the Midwest. Through the 1990s and 2000s, Anthony stayed deeply involved in BMX, managing brands, mentoring riders, and forming the transformed racing team, which brought new life to the sport. He's captured multiple state and district titles and continued to compete well into the 2010s and 2020s, earning podium finishes at major USA BMX national events. Recently, Anthony embraced vintage BMX racing, taking his passion full circle, winning national titles on classic bikes like the 1979 Roger DeCoster. For over 50 years, Anthony Chambers has embodied everything great about BMX: competition, camaraderie, mentorship, and pure fun. He's more than a racer, he's an ambassador of the sport, dedicated to keeping the spirit of BMX alive for generations to come. Anthony, welcome to the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
You know, the thing about Anthony is that you can sum him up pretty easy. He's Mr. Personality. I mean, this guy knows everybody. We go to Dirty Fest, and there's guys I grew up with, and he knows them better. You know, it's like he is just out there and really just doing it. And I mean, you started Golden Hills, right?
Yes.
You were jumping there, you were riding there.
We need to get him the handheld mic.
Yes, that's right. We need it. Tim, we're screwing up already. We're on the first guy.
Sorry, Anthony, you were the first. You know, Anthony and I have been traveling together rock solid steady for like 3 years going to these vintage races, and so it's okay if there's a little bit of a stumble because we banter back and forth more than sisters or brothers. Who's the brother? I'm the sister?
But back to Golden Hills. So tell us about Golden Hills, because you not only started jumping there, but then you started some kind of organizing some events, building your own trophies. Hey, tell us about it.
Well, actually, you know, back in the 70s, you know, of course I saw Evel Knievel and I wanted to be like him. And then in 1974, I saw Boys Life magazine, and it had BMX in it. So there were some trails, and we started riding, we started jumping, emulating motorcycles, and so at that time there was no races around, so we would kind of throw our own little neighborhood races, and then eventually we built a small track, and we would throw races for kids that had no opportunity to really try it, especially once we did go to races. We threw races because the kids in the neighborhood, their parents wouldn't give them the time or take them to races. So I felt it was important to give them the opportunity to see what it was like to feel like it made me feel special.
The one thing I note when I look at your biography and like that is that you had a bunch of sponsors. Did you have a problem keeping sponsors? Is that what it was, or?
Everybody loved him.
No, you just kept. Other people found out about you, right?
No, I talk a lot. I have to keep
No.
the gab. I smile all the time.
Do you see how I'm between two guys who talk a lot?
You know? No, it was always easy to get a sponsor because, you know, back in the old days, I'd get a sponsor. I might only have a sponsor for like a month. And why would I have a sponsor for a month? Because somebody else would come along promising more. And, you know, and at that time, when you're a kid, you know, you don't have a job yet, you know, and if there was a better opportunity, you took advantage of it. So I went from sponsor, sometimes to sponsor, and some sponsors I would stick to for years. Like Earl's, for a matter of fact. You know, Earl, I was with for about 4 years almost. You know, he hooked me up with Kuahara, and it turned out to be a good deal. But let me say one thing. I got to say one thing, man. You know, when we were young, just like you guys said, I had some friends I hung out with. 2 of them came tonight. Mark Farfella, can you stand up?
Yeah, man.
That was my road dog back in the 70s. I had another buddy, Jeff Hicks. He came with his wife. His wife got sick. They had to leave. And there was a third one. His name was Bruce Jasper. He passed away 5 years ago. And I want you to know, by me winning, it's like those guys winning, because those guys made me better. Okay? So I'm very humble by this, but I'm getting ready to get choked up here because it takes a village to raise me. My mother raised me as a single parent. And everybody that helped me, these sponsors, my friends, those friends, other parents, they helped turn me into what I am today, which is I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. I love the sport. I love you guys too.
Yeah. Anthony, that's what it's all about, man. It's like, you know, it's one of those things when we go to like one of the vintage BMX races or something, Anthony has people gravitate towards him because of the positive attitude.
We have a special gift here for Anthony tonight because of his friendship with Rusty Roberts and Rusty's wife, Misty.
They call me Blueberry because we eat blueberries. So he bought me blueberries all the way
Nice.
from Texas. You know, I mean, I got to say one more thing about sponsors, okay? Real quick, one more thing about sponsors. Back in 2006, I had just left Omaha BMX. I had my uniform on, and I stopped at a QT. And this guy walks up to me, and he has all these questions, and I'm just thinking to myself, who is this guy? And his name was Brian Ferragino. And We got together and we started because of his connections with Excess Energy and my know-how and my connections. We actually started Transform Racing, a BMX team. And Brian is still out there, man. You know what I mean? I mean, in BMX, if you know BMX in Nebraska, you know Brian. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to give him his props, you know. That's the man.
You know, we're seeing a trend tonight with BMXers. There's no me. I mean, it's really, we're recognizing everybody in the room and how it really has just transferred from person to person. I think all of us who raced know there was that one guy that kind of gave us some tips and helped us and let us know, you know, that it was good to do this or set up your bike that way. And that's kind of what you're saying. People helped you all throughout your racing career, right?
Well, like I said, you know, it takes a village, and I mean that, you know. My mother raised me. My mother, can you stand up, Mother?
There we go.
My mother's 82 years old, and, you know, she worked hard her whole life, and she gave me everything she could, which was quite a bit. And when I say it takes a village, I mean, you know, my dad wasn't there. So I had to learn a lot of stuff by myself. So I went through friends and parents, and it took a village. I mean that. You know, it took friends. And that's why I became a better parent, because of learning from all these people that helped me. You know, and I'm thankful for that. I mean, I don't take any of it for granted. I'm thankful for that. And any of you that know me know that I treat everybody with respect. And I always have, from day one. And if there's anything I could do for you, I would do it.
What'd you call me the other day, though? Was not respectful.
What was that? Tim's like my brother, too, man. I mean, you know.
No, man, I know. Actually, Anthony has probably taught me something. I mean, you know, I try to be humble. I try to have humility and all that. But, you know, just hanging out with him again after all these years, he's a good dude. He's a really good dude. He's one of my closest friends. And, man, congratulations, pal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anthony, congratulations on being our newest inductee and the first one for the class of 2025.
Woo!
Anthony Chambers, everyone.
Do you have anything else you want to quickly say? One final statement.
I just want to thank everybody for coming and supporting BMX as a sport and, of course, as a state, Nebraska. I want to congratulate all the inductees that are going to come up here tonight. And Shelby Fuller, she raced on a team that I managed, you know. Tom Jeffries, we hung out, raced together. He used to do freestyle shows. I used to commentate for his freestyle shows in the early 80s. And by the way, Tom Jeffries was the very first freestyler that had national recognition in the entire United States for this state back in the 80s. Wow. You know, so freestyle's come a long way, and Karl's taking it the rest of the way.
You good?
I'm good.
Thanks,
All
brother.
right.
You are amazing, and congratulations again. Love you.
Way to go, buddy. I guess Chris is going to introduce our next inductee.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Hey,
Okay, the next inductee, no pressure
He forgot.
following Anthony. We're running a little short on time now. No. Our next inductee, also from the 70s, Scott Shaw.
Scott Shaw's BMX story began in 1978 when he was just 9 years old. One of many kids inspired by the daredevil stunts of Evel Knievel. Using scraps from the garage, Scott built his first ramp on the sidewalk in front of his home, chasing that same thrill of flight. When he found out that his neighborhood friend and rival, Todd Calfee, was racing BMX at the local YMCA, Scott had to give it a try. That decision sparked a lifelong passion. Through the late 70s and early 80s, Scott raced across Nebraska at the YMCA track, Spinnin Spokes, Gnarlsbad Raceway, and Crete BMX, even traveling to multi-point and national races throughout the Midwest. He joined Dietrich's bike shop team, racing alongside talented riders like Jerome Clark, Randy Dickerson, and Dave Frizzell, with his father Ed Shaw as team manager and shop owner Steve Lauer providing a cool team van. Those were unforgettable days. Scott might not have been the smoothest rider on the track, but he had raw power and never hesitated to go 4 wide in a turn. Years later, in 2003, Scott passed that same BMX passion on to his sons Hogan and Justin, introducing them to racing at Star City BMX in Lincoln. Before long, Scott was back on the gate himself, racing cruiser class and reliving the magic, sometimes even alongside the same riders he'd battled with decades earlier. The Shaw family became a fixture at the track, racing together for 5 years. Scott's wife Marla volunteered every weekend, and Scott even served as president of the Star City BMX Parents Group, helping grow the sport for a new generation. For Scott Shaw, BMX was never just about racing. It was about family, friendship, and community. From a homemade ramp in front of his childhood home to the gates of Star City BMX, Scott's love for the sport has come full circle, a legacy now forever honored in the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
There you go. Congratulations. You come right up here in the middle, Scott. Chris, come on up.
Chris, you too. You're in the picture.
Great. All right, have a seat right here.
Here, push the button. I'll push it.
Thanks a lot, Anthony. I got to follow that.
Man, it is a tough one. You just want to go? You know what's so cool about all these is we see these men up here, and we're talking about a guy who started in 1978 at 9 years old racing. And what's the one thing about BMX that you can kind of tell everyone how it changed your life?
Well, I had, as the video stated, I had 2 BMX careers. One as a kid and one as a parent. And the parent side was much more influential on me. Just being able to compete in a sport with my kids, ride the track with my kids. And earlier today I was doing some math, and when you think about it, for a normal race, if you figure a race is 45 seconds and you run 3 motos and a main, and you're in age class and open, you got 6 minutes invested. And so, but really what's great about it is this. It is the time in between the 6 minutes when you're chatting and jumping and pushing each other to do different things and really just having fun.
That's awesome. One of the things I saw in your bio was that you were inspired by Evel Knievel. Now, when your kids got into BMX, were you like, oh man, Evel Knievel? Or were you like, go for it?
Oh, it was go for it. And my youngest son, Justin, is here. And there's a story my wife doesn't like where I was, Justin wasn't riding a bike yet. And it was just a push bike, a plastic one. And we had set a ramp up in front of the house. And he had went over it, and it was funny and awesome. And so I went inside and I hollered at my wife. I'm like, you got to come out here and see this. And he went about it a little different this time and ended up going over the handlebars of this little plastic bike, 15 stitches in the chin.
Oh, man.
And I was in trouble. But she's here, and she still allowed BMX to happen after that. So.
Hey, let's go back to your childhood for a minute because, recently I talked with Greg Grubbs about the inductees, and we both remember your father, Ed, and how influential he was in not only your BMX racing, but in the entire Dietrich's team, and super friendly to all of us older riders at the time. And Greg reminded me that he said it was either Greg or Joe or me. He probably said it multiple times because you were riding. We noticed your gear was way too hard for someone your age. And your dad said, you know, Greg, Scotty's a big boy. And Scotty was a big boy. Scotty was strong and muscular and bigger than most kids his age, and he had a lot of power, and that's what I remember most about you. And a lot of these pictures, you know, I've got archives of hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and I dug deep into them, and I found those last few that you probably haven't seen before that are in that video. And you know, you're right up there. You and Todd Kelfie had some pretty incredibly close battles. I mean, Todd was hard to beat, and you were right in the thick of it, and all those other guys. So,
Is Todd here?
yeah, Todd's
Right.
here.
Oh, all right. You and I need to hook up later. I've been looking for you all night.
So yeah, I mean, I've just been super excited knowing that you were going to be inducted, and you know, it's probably been a long time coming, and you know, we really appreciate you. I appreciate knowing you, your dad, everything that happened in the 70s and 80s, and yeah, man. Do you have any other questions?
I just want to say it's probably has to be, I would imagine, a nice culmination with your kids that they get to see Dad up here in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Fortunately, my youngest son is here today. My oldest son lives in Minnesota, and so he wasn't able to make it. But
Maybe he's watching the live stream.
Well, I doubt it.
So, well, hey, all we can say is congratulations, and man, it's great to have you in the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you, Scott. Good job, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
This is fun, isn't it? How do you like the format? You like it? Good. Chris, who's next?
Well, we're done with the 70s. Now come the 80s.
They're getting younger.
My hair is different.
They're
Now
not
I
getting
have
a lot
feather
younger because I know the
bangs.
guys on this list, but they're younger for sure.
Well, just like Anthony, our next inductee was a huge help at Gnarlsbad. Kind of one of those kids that you didn't ask them, they were already helping. They kind of knew kind of the format of our madness, and he would just jump right in. And I would like to induct Pat Abendroth.
Pat Abendroth was an active part of the BMX racing scene from 1980 to 1989. Pat's first exposure to BMX was passing the Omaha Standard Trails on I-680 and seeing riders absolutely launching it, and with such style. He didn't know how, but he knew that he had to be one of those guys. As Providence would have it, Tim Lillethorup was a family friend, and to make a long story short, Tim steered Pat in the right direction and continued to support him throughout his racing career. Pat's bikes have included Schwinn, Redline, GT, Reach, Free Agent, Race Inc., RevCore, and Air. Pat's greatest racing memories include turning expert after winning 2 double points races in the same weekend, as well as making the main at his first Grand National as a pro. None of this would have happened if local track operator Chris Heyden hadn't allowed Pat to race for free in exchange for helping prep Gnarlsbad for race days. As far as inspiration goes, Pat recalls a specific Saturday at Gnarlsbad when Greg Grubbs, having just signed with Redline, and Joe Baumert were in town. Their riding and style were mesmerizing. From then on, Pat never jumped, wheelied, or dressed the same again. The ultimate BMX highlight for Pat has been the camaraderie and shared love of the sport. He sought to help others as he was helped. Someone described him as the Pied Piper of his era, and this makes him smile. The neighborhood kids, like Chris Roulette, hopefully learned a thing or two from doing starts in his driveway, as if it were military boot camp, and we won't even mention the hill repeats. Pat has gone on to successfully race road bikes and credits his wheeling and bunny hopping skills on a skinny-tired $10,000 road bike to his BMX roots, and maybe Greg Grubbs. Pat continues to ride road, gravel, and mountain bikes. Today, Pat is an author, host of the Pactum podcast, and pastor of Omaha Bible Church. He has been married to Molly since 1991, and they have 5 bike-riding children. Congratulations, Pat. Welcome to the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
Come on up, we're gonna get a photo. Put you right in the center here. We're gonna put you right in the center. Yeah.
Super. Awesome. I know it is awesome.
You owe me $5.
You're awesome, dude.
Yeah, Chris was telling me that you still owe $5 for some of those races.
I still have calluses on my hand from raking.
Can we get it? Okay.
Get a smiling.
Oh, smiling.
Nice.
All right.
Awesome.
Have a seat here, Pat.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, my microphone. It's down by my feet.
So we're into the 80s.
New wave era.
What's that?
New wave era.
New wave era. There we go. 80 to 89 was kind of the years you raced, right?
It was, yes.
Kind of your era. And I think it's so special because you, that kind of standard trails got you inspired and got you going, because that is where the three of us, I mean, we let loose there. That was our haunting grounds and our stomping grounds, and where we went and did all of our stylish jumping. And Tim and I would have cameras, and we would be filming each other and taking photos. What was it, when you look back, what was it that got you to where, I mean, I gotta be with these guys?
Probably in my mother's 1974 Malibu on I-680 between Maple and Fort.
Yep.
Driving by standard trails, and we looked down to the right, and you were probably the guys, just flying, huge big airs, super stylish. And I thought, whatever it takes, I need to get rid of my Schwinn Mag Scrambler, which is a little heavy, and upgrade so I can be part of the mix. So never the same.
And tell me that quick story again about when you upgraded your coaster brake Schwinn back wheel. That's a good one.
So somehow Tim and I were family friends. Our mothers did Bible study together and stuff like that.
Our mothers were friends.
And so rumor has it that Tim, had extra parts. I didn't really know you, but you were, known around Gnarlsbad. So my Schwinn
You were a dealer.
Schwinn Mag
parts.
Scrambler. And I went over to your house, and you sold me a rear alloy and a handbrake so I could upgrade.
We upgraded you from a coaster brake.
But then I got it home, and it didn't work because my chain was too long. And so my dad said some unmentionable words about you. No, I'm kidding. So I called you up, and you're like, "Oh yeah, come back, and we'll shorten your chain."
Yep.
And the rest is history. It was awesome.
But
Did he tell you that the first BMX part was free, but then after that it was?
Right?
it wasn't.
Once you were hooked.
Yeah,
Everything
I
that
used to
was
say
in my-
bikes are cheaper than drugs, but now I know better.
Everything that was in my garage was available to Pat. But I want to remind you of what your dad said, something about, I can't believe you replaced a genuine Schwinn part with something else.
It was only Schwinn, always Schwinn.
Yeah.
But what helped was you worked at the Rockbrook Schwinn shop.
Did that help ease his
That was
mind?
the lead-in for me to get a Redline MX2.
That eased his
And it was
mind a little
okay
bit?
because it was sold at the Schwinn shop.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, so won 2 double points races in one weekend. Is that right?
I'll never forget. I don't remember. It was in Lincoln at the YMCA track, and I don't know if it was Gnarlsbad in the afternoon. But turning expert, that was a big deal for me. Back when the trophies were heavy, right?
Yeah, they were. They're heavy. Yeah, back
were
then,
cool.
Well, Chris used to make really heavy trophies because Chris would buy used bowling trophies at a discount and then just put bicycles on top. So that's probably what you got.
They were real marble and real wood. I remember that.
So I do have a quick side note bike story because I see the Patterson is over there. Tim, you know where I'm going with this?
Well, it's
So your old Patterson is over there. If you've not seen it yet, you need to go over there. Is that the one with what numbers on it?
4.
Number 4. And that was Tim's bike. And Tim and I traveled a fair amount for a while, going to races.
towards the end of my waning career and my days of decline.
And Tim told me about these nightmares that he would have. That he was on the starting gate at a national, and he would look down, and someone, unbeknownst to him, switched out his handlebars with CW handlebars. And Tim hated CW handlebars.
right. And
fast forward, he lends his bike to Greg Grubbs sometime later because Tim's not racing, and it comes back with CW handlebars.
It did.
I think Tim is still having bad dreams about this whole
and
thing.
Greg and I go round and round about it. And he
We had
says
this conversation today.
I know. He came back with yellow CW bars. I'm like, he claims he didn't put them on there. I said, well, somebody had to put those on there, dude, because I don't ever put Steve. What?
I would have never bought them.
Well, they came to my house that way and from Chicago. Or
And we didn't say you bought them, Grubbs.
But you're right, I did. And I told you that story because it was real. It was a real nightmare. I still have it.
You know what? I do a little counseling on the side, so we can take care of that.
All right.
Oh, man.
But this is about Pat, not about my CW handlebars. So let's
Okay.
keep going.
Oh, it's made full circle by now.
I'm just super thankful that Tim helped me early on with bikes. I'm glad that Chris Heyden helped me with allowing me to race for free if I would work hard, and was nice enough to me. He wasn't always nice, but he was nice enough. I'm thankful for kind of the heritage of Nebraska racing, because just racing in Nebraska, you watched all these guys with great style like Anthony Edwards. Anthony Chambers, sorry. I'm confusing inductees. I'm thinking of Rod Edwards sitting right here. So Anthony Chambers, super stylish, could wheelie for miles and miles. Greg Grubbs, kind of same thing. And Greg Grubbs jumping, amazing. And so I just thought that's what you had to do if you raced BMX. And then I'd go to nationals, and not everybody could wheelie, and not everybody had great style. Thanks for my great Nebraska mentors in helping me to have some style in life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and Greg Grubbs, I mean, I'm looking at these pictures here. I've never even seen that picture. I'm like, oh my God, that's the coolest picture of Pat I've ever seen. In fact, that's one of the coolest pictures I've seen of anybody.
Come on, Greg, eat your heart out, buddy. Tim just likes it because it's on one of his frames.
True.
So that's an air frame. I broke one of them, and then I had to convince him to lend me another one, provided I gave it back to him. But they don't break, by the way.
But then you told me you just don't have it anymore, so.
Yeah.
So anyway, quick side note, airframe, that was built by Don Maxwell, who is actually in the other room. He's in the Nebraska Motorsports Museum. As being a frame builder, he built sprint cars, and he built us some amazing bikes. Don Maxwell.
Awesome.
Pat, is there anybody you want to thank while you're up here? Or?
So I've already mentioned lots of names. Great seeing some old friends. I suppose we should all thank our kids and our wives who came. That would be good to do, wouldn't it? Let's hear it for the wives. So with a smile on my face, I mean this in jest, but my wife Molly's here tonight. I'm super thankful. If I were Henri, I would say she didn't really want to come, but I had to remind her that I sold my last BMX bike to buy her engagement ring in 1990. So
All right.
There you go.
that part is true, but I didn't have to beg her to come.
Anything else?
Pat,
Okay. All right.
thank you, and congratulations
It's
on
an honor.
joining
Thank
the
you so
elite
much.
group
Thank you.
of the
Thanks,
Nebraska
Brad
BMX
Abendroth.
Hall of Fame.
Congratulations
2025.
again. Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, we're going to move on. I think we've got another 1980s person.
Another 1980 and another huge, huge helper at Gnarlsbad. He's another one of those people that would just help without even being asked. Kind of hung out quite a bit. I mean, he was very prompt, always there. So I'd like to introduce Roger Frakes, 2025.
I just not playing video.
Congratulations.
Sorry, should I
We're going to get your video.
double click it? There you go. So we're gonna watch.
Roger Frakes attended his first BMX race in 1978 as a spectator at Spinnin Spokes in Omaha, and from that moment he was hooked. The following year, at just 13 years old, Roger jumped behind the gate and began his own BMX racing journey. That first season, he raced exclusively at Spinnin Spokes, but it didn't take long for him to discover the growing BMX scene across the region. Soon, he was competing at tracks in Lincoln, York, Crete, Beatrice, Sioux City, Waverly, and Council Bluffs. Out of them all, his favorite was Gnarlsbad Raceway in Omaha, a track that left a lasting impression on him. Roger quickly became a part of the local BMX community, forming close friendships with Chris and TJ Heyden. He wasn't just a racer, he was a contributor, helping water the track and run the gate during practice and race days. As his skills improved, so did his ambitions. Roger began traveling to larger events, double pointers, and national races, proudly representing Nebraska on a wider stage. Thanks to Tim Lillethorup, Roger earned a co-factory sponsorship with Powerlight, a major milestone, followed by a full sponsorship with Mr. Bike, where he continued to race competitively for the remainder of his BMX career. Though life eventually took him to Tampa, Florida, BMX never left Roger's heart. He introduced his 2 young sons to the sport when they were just 5 and 7 years old, managed his local track, and spent the next decade traveling the country with them, reliving the same excitement, friendships, and memories that BMX had given him as a kid. Today, Roger Frakes is honored to join the very riders he once raced against and admired as a 2025 Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame inductee, celebrating a lifelong passion for the sport that shaped him. Let's welcome Roger Frakes to the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
Congratulations, brother. They're getting in the middle.
Right here in the middle, Roger. Thank you.
All right.
Have a seat and we'll talk.
A little feedback.
I gotta say, those shorts you had on, whew, man. You know, it was the 80s. It was the 80s, that's for sure. Were you watching a little bit of that Magnum PI or what?
Spandex came next.
So, part of your bio talks about how you went to Spinnin Spokes as a spectator. But it took you a year to get going. What happened there?
It was funny. The first time I went out there was one of the Red Line Tour races, and went out with a neighbor friend of mine, and his sister took us out there, but forgot to pick us up.
So you were out there for a year?
Yeah. So we just started walking. I lived over by Northwest High, so you know what kind of walk that would have been.
That track was in the middle of nowhere.
Bit of
Yeah.
a hike. That was a bit of a hike.
And what was really kicked it off was the dudes from the Red Line Tour van were the last ones out of Spinnin Spokes, and they pulled over and picked us up and literally drove us to our front door.
That's rad.
Was
And
it
I was
the
like-
Schwinn team or something, or the?
It was a Red Line van.
Okay.
But they had, swag in the back and bikes were rattling around. And I'm like, that's cool. If somebody doesn't know me from Adam and they're going to take me all the way home out of their way, I thought it was cool. So I had an old junker bike that I had heard that it was $6 to race. So I took my $6 out to Spinnin Spokes, but it was supposed to be $10 for insurance as well. So I wanted to, I think it could be insurance only or novice, but I didn't have enough money to do the novice. So for a year, I rode with the number 4 plate, which was one I had ridden with when I raced motocross prior, and then finally got my first BMX bike in that year, and it was a Suzuki frame.
Oh, those are
That
cool.
was just heavier than heavy.
Yeah, they
And-
were mild steel. They weren't light. They were cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Dale Husky's brother ran over that, so that's when I went to a Robinson's.
Now, do you have kids?
I do. I got 2 boys.
Did you ever tell your boys, don't ever get into a van that pulls over and picks you up?
No, I did.
It was the 70s, dude.
80s. 80s.
You could
It was
hitchhike
still
then.
the 80s. No, I mean, as soon as you showed up at the track, you had like that instant top speed. You know what I mean? You guys race against him? He was like, out of the gate, gone fast. And I don't know where that came from, but like that picture of you jumping from behind at Gnarlsbad, like you were at top speed and you were gone. And just, quite an impression, for sure.
It was something, from the time I was 4, when I got my first Schwinn Stingray, they bought me that bike because I was riding a neighbor kid's bike.
Yeah.
And so Dad finally bought me a Stingray, and I lived on that thing. Also, and then especially getting into this, same thing with Anthony riding the wheelies. I'd start down at the end of our neighborhood and ride as flat as I could till I started to go up the hill until I just could not go anymore and then drop it.
That's so cool. And now, Chris described you earlier today. I want to make sure I have this right. He was a real track rat. And he meant that in a great way, because he said he was always there. He was helping raking, helping, doing whatever we needed at the track to make sure it happened. And that was part of it, right?
It was Anthony nailed it again. It was the people, man. I mean, I remember one race, I broke my brake cable, and I'm like, what am I going to do? And somebody I didn't even know said, here, I got an extra one. Let me help you put it on. I'm like, dude, I don't have any money to pay. He's like, don't worry about it. And it was that kind of people all the time that I just loved. And these two, I mean, they were my best friends, and they were really part family, because that second year of racing, I only raced at Spin and Spokes in Gnarlsbad. And I didn't even know about Lincoln. So it wasn't until that third year that things really started to click, that helping Chris. And Abendroth, you got off easy. I had to put trophies together. I wasn't whining about calluses on your hand. I mean, I was bloody. But no, it was just, I loved the camaraderie that we all had. And that, nobody was rich, nobody was poor. It was just a good group of people.
And you were kind of an ambassador. You introduced a lot of other kids to racing, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot of the neighborhood kids. Then I got into it with my kids in Florida, and that took it to a whole nother level. I mean, they raced for 10 years, and they still talk about it today, the fun times that we had. I'd have, our tracks were lit in Florida because it was so hot. A lot of times you race at night, and I'd have night races, Friday night you could come out and camp, and I'd leave the track open till 11, and it was free, and anybody could ride. You had to wear your gear, but if you were going to do that, you had to help with the track the next morning. You had to help water, and so it was, and Chris taught me that. And so it was, and everybody loved it. They rode till 11, lights went out, or I think it was 10. And then I would have, on the side of my camper, I had a projector, and I'd play one movie, and 9 times out of it was 10, it was Joe Kidd on a Stingray. So I literally wore the DVD out. But they would rather watch that than, like, you guys want to watch Avatar? No, Joe Kidd and Stingray.
That's perfect.
So it was fun.
Very cool. Well, anyone you want to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank my wife. We live in Austin. She made the trip for me. This is so important to me. I was so giddy all day coming because I didn't know who I was going to get to see. I knew Tim was going to be here, but we literally pulled up. I said, a friend of mine, Rod Edwards, is here. And there was a car in front of me that was getting off the interstate, and Karen said, I think they're going to the same thing. And the closer I got, I thought, who's coming from Omaha I wonder if that's Rod. And sure shit, we pulled up next to each other, and it was hugs. I mean, so everybody really does. You guys formed me as a young man. I mean, I'd really like to say that. I mean, it's how you treated everybody. You're just good human beings. So thank you. And I'm very honored to be in this.
Wow. We're honored to have you in it. Hey, thank you for being our newest inductee into the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Roger.
Good job, buddy. Thank you.
Love you.
All right, we're into the 90s.
Okay, we're going to the 2000s.
90s. 90s.
Oh, 90s.
Skipped a whole decade, Chris.
Trying to make it.
The 90s.
Yeah.
Actually, the same is true. Most of the 90s, nobody helped me on the track, so I really didn't get to know you guys. Our next inductee is going to have somebody come up and speak for him. Would Todd Kay and Josh Larson come up, please?
Play the video.
Dean Busch's legacy in BMX is one defined not just by his skill on the track, but by the way he made everyone around him feel. Known for his clean outfits, his ever-present smile, and his impressive collection of 30 bikes, Dean represented everything that makes BMX special: passion, camaraderie, and a genuine love for the ride. He wasn't just a racer, he was a mentor and a friend. Dean's BMX story began at local dirt jumps like Maplewood, where kids of all ages gathered to ride, learn, and push each other to new levels. It was there that riders like Barry Hughes and many others first met Dean, a talented and humble rider whose enthusiasm was contagious. Together they built wooden ramps, hauled them to different neighborhoods, and eventually created the legendary no-frills dirt jumps. Dean's influence reached far beyond the dirt jumps. He introduced countless kids to new BMX terrains, from racetracks to skate parks, always eager to share what he knew. At the track, he demonstrated focus and form. At the skate park, he rode with such smoothness and style that his friends affectionately called it the Dean Show. Among those lucky enough to race and travel with Dean were Todd Kay, Josh Larson, Chris Roulette, and Tim Lillethorup. They recall weekends full of laughter, friendly competition, and brotherhood. Tim fondly remembers one Thanksgiving weekend at the ABA Grand Nationals, sharing dinner at Cracker Barrel, trading jokes, and then watching Dean blaze around the Grand's track way out in front. That image of Dean leading the pack has never faded. Dean's greatest pride, however, came from sharing BMX with his sons, Caden, Lane, and Colton. Together they traveled the country racing, meeting new people, and building lifelong friendships through the sport they loved. To Dean, BMX wasn't just competition, it was connection. It was a way of doing something meaningful as a family. In his son, Colton's words, "To my mentor and hero, I couldn't be more proud to be the son of the one and only Dean Busch. BMX racing allowed you, Caden, Lane, and I to travel the country, meet new people, and have a consistent sport to keep our focus on something fun, productive, and challenging. There are many things I could have gotten involved in growing up, but I'm extremely grateful to have a father that got me into the sport of bikes." The Hall of Fame is very special. Everyone admires you and keeps your memories close to their heart. Nobody cares about how good you were, more so the big heart you showed and the non-judgmental, open-armed personality you brought to every race, as everyone felt they could instantly be your buddy. Keep on watching over us, Dad, and let's continue to be kind to one another as you would. From the clean outfits and 30 bikes that you owned, we won't ever forget that. I apologize I couldn't be here tonight. I cared deeply. I had a good buddy from Alaska that flew down to Utah this weekend for a mountain bike competition, and this was planned way in advance. I feel like you would tell me to go party in the desert anyway. I have you with me in spirit. Thanks everyone for attending tonight, and congrats to everyone else that was nominated. Thanks for keeping BMX cool, and keep jumping like Dean. Dean Busch's presence in Nebraska BMX will forever be remembered. His kindness and his love for BMX shaped a community that continues to ride stronger because of him. His legacy reminds us all to ride with heart, lift each other up, and always keep riding and jumping like Dean.
Yeah. Come on up, guys.
So we have two different awards.
Yeah.
You guys can sit here if you want.
Did you want to get the photo first?
Oh, yeah, we
Let's
got to get.
Yep.
We want to stand over here. So this is the screen. That's it.
Great. Guys, go ahead and have a seat.
Have two very good friends of Dean's that wanted to accept this award for him, so we're going to turn it over to Todd Kay and Josh Larson. You want to wear this? Oh, sure. Put that on your thing.
Oh, I'm still clipped to you.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for asking us to do this. My name's Todd Kay. I was track operator at Omaha BMX for 7 years. And I had the I don't know if you want to call it a pleasure, but to have to race Dean all the time. You know, seeing Dean's name on the motor sheets, like, oh man. You know, but Dean, the one lesson I taught from Dean that I now bring on to kids I coach, I'm doing mountain biking, is to always have fun. Whenever I would race Dean, everybody would always say, good luck, good luck, good luck. He would always say to me, no good luck. We're just riding bikes, let's go have some fun. And that is the biggest lesson that I learned from Dean, that I actually pass on to kids that I help now. But he would also come out to the track and help out once in a while and rake the track and just get it ready. And I remember him coming up one day, we were working on the track, and we just kind of saw this brand new red Camaro pulling in, and we're like, who's this kid? And Dean comes out of the car, and we're like, what are you doing driving this brand new red little Camaro? But he came to help us, and somehow he got covered in mud, and I thought he was joking, and he said, I'm gonna have to go home with no clothes on. I'm gonna have to take my clothes off. I don't wanna get my brand new car all muddy. And I thought he was joking, but then when he left, I saw him getting undressed, and he actually drove home in his underwear. So I don't know if you knew that one, Josh. Yeah, that was great. But Dean was always known for just showing up at a race, changing gear, changing jerseys in between motos, and changing bikes. And I think it was mentioned that he had 30 bikes. I thought it was way more than that.
It was.
Yeah.
It definitely was.
So I had the absolute pleasure of racing with Dean, racing against Dean, and just learning to always keep it humble. Never take it too seriously. We're just riding bikes.
Well, I also had the privilege of racing Dean a lot back when I was younger. Back in the great ABA days of Motormaker, 16X and up was just one big group. So when we turned 16, we all got to race Dean and older guys like Jim Ball and even Todd when he came along. So Dean taught us a lot, and like myself, like Chance and Tyson Jurgens, guys like us that had to race him all the time as a younger kid. And one thing I kind of learned now, looking back, is now that we're the older riders and we got the younger kids looking up to us, we're the new Dean. We can't be mad when the younger kids come up and beat us, and because Dean never was. He was never upset. He would never get like, man, never complain about these damn kids. He was always humble. He shook your hand at the end of the line, and he was all about having fun. One thing I like to kind of share is my last time I got to actually ride with Dean was 2 weeks before he passed, and it was May of 2019. In 2018 and 17, I didn't race too much. I was kind of off my bike a lot, and I was kind of struggling trying to find motivation to ride again. And it was a Wednesday night practice night over at Star City, and I was sitting on top of the double, and my man, I'm just not feeling it. And this white, big lifted GMC Sierra pulled up, and Dean got out, and we started riding, and we rode for like 2 hours that night. And I kind of had a realization. I'm like, I've been doing this forever with Dean. Like it felt normal again. And he helped me that night. He kind of helped me keep going and keep pushing myself that night, and kind of rest of that year, honestly. Yeah.
Dean also he helped us go faster, because he was just unbelievably powerful and fast and committed to everything that he did. And I follow this philosophy with my own racing, and I try to share it with kids that I help, is to just focus on the jersey in front of you and try to just follow that guy, and you will just let the bike riding happen, and just let it come naturally. And if you focus on that person, and for me, it was always Dean in front of me, and you will just ride your bike and keep it simple. And I'm just so grateful that I had just roughly 6 years of riding, racing, and hanging out with Dean and learning so much in that time. I am unbelievably grateful for that.
To kind of carry on, one of the things I admired most about Dean was I always said Dean is what BMX is and should be. You know, he didn't get into politics of BMX. He didn't get into drama. If there was a sense of drama, he'd disappear. And that's why he always showed up late. He'd always kind of sit up in the back. You never knew he was going to come. And he always kind of went around and talked to the guys that he knew that he wanted to talk to. But he was never going to get into gossip. Didn't want anything to do with it. And that was kind of his style. Like, he didn't care about the politics of BMX. He just wanted to ride his bike. And he used to show up at like 9 o'clock at night at my track. I'd be out there working or something, and he would show up randomly. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I gotta go work at 3 a.m. at Kellogg's. He's like, I want to come and ride my bike a little bit. And he drove all the way from Gretna or Pillion, wherever he was living at that time. I'm like, all right. So finally, I just gave him the key to the lights. I'm like, here, Dean, just shut them off when you're done. Have fun. I don't want to find you tomorrow. But that's what he would do. You know, he was a legend that way. And the best thing I used to always talk about Dean was he was the legend that still raced and still rode. And when he was around, you could talk about him, tell you stories about him. Like, oh yeah, that's him right there. You know. And I always said, like, you would never know how great he was unless you watched him ride. Because you talk to him, he was the most humble person you've ever met. And just super down to earth, quiet guy. But
he had a good sense of humor too.
Oh yeah.
He had a really good sense of humor, and Chris Roulette knew him. Chris, did you know him? You knew him in high school, right? And Chris originally got him involved in BMX, and Chris and I traveled with him for a while, and he was on our direct link team. And he might have been quiet and humble, but he had one heck of a sense of humor too.
Yeah, we would spend a lot of time sitting around after multi-point races at our tracks when a state series was done, just hanging around and having a few drinks, which we shouldn't have been, and just finishing our lunches and just kind of patting ourselves on the back for good, successful weekends on our tracks and sticking around. And Dean was definitely one of those guys to hang around and sit and chat with us.
You guys think we should see how loud we can get and give him a big round of applause for Dean?
Oh, please.
Come on, everybody. Yeah!
I also just want to add real quick, back when Todd was still track operator, we both, after he passed, we both did things at both of our tracks to dedicate to Dean. Todd put up a great mural. It's on the starting deck at Omaha BMX, so please, if you can check that out. It's still there to this day. Here in Lincoln, we have a pro set, and we decided to change the name to the Dean section. I always joke, I paid the first half of the pro set just so I can put Dean's name permanently on there. So you can go check that out and honor Dean. And remember to always jump like Dean.
Thank you. Good job, man. You know, you can just tell, you can hear it in their voices how much this guy meant. And this is what so many of us have in BMX. There's somebody in our lives that meant so much. Thank you. And it's people like Dean that live on forever because of BMX. So, Chris, who do we have next?
Well, we're still in the 90s. Another person that never helped at Gnarlsbad, yet you get an award. Class of 1990. Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame, James Linneman.
Yeah. Congratulations.
James Linneman's BMX story is one of passion, perseverance, and lifelong dedication. From a young Nebraska racer in the mid-1980s to a national caliber competitor and trail builder whose love for the sport never faded. James began racing in 1985 and quickly advanced to intermediate that same year. By 1986, his competitive drive took him across 6 states where he earned his expert ranking. After a short break, he returned in 1990, entering his first national in Rockford and riding for Jericho. In 1995, James came back stronger than ever, racing hard while giving back to the local BMX scene. That year, alongside friends Ian Sutton, Shido Lee, Dave Fries, and Russ Nowotny, he helped build and maintain the legendary Tierra Park trails in Lincoln. In 2000, he built new trails in Wilderness Park, creating lasting spaces that would define Lincoln's BMX culture for years to come. James' mid to late 90s racing career was marked by consistent success. In 1996, he made his first expert main at the Mile High Nationals and captured the District No. 1 cruiser plate. The next year, he earned his first national win at the Mid-American Nationals, leading to a sponsorship with Bikes for the Likes of Us. His results soared, finishing 5th at the 1997 ABA World Cup in British Columbia, earning dual District No. 1 plates and ranking NAG 10 on 20-inch and NAG 8 in cruiser. In 1998, now with Revolution Bike Company, James placed 3rd at the ABA World Cup in Rockford, won back-to-back Gold Cup titles, earned another District No. 1 plate, and finished the year NAG 3 after taking 2nd at the ABA Grands. His momentum carried through 1999 and 2000, winning the Race of Champions, finishing NAG 7, then turning pro while holding the NAG 1 plate. That same year, he captured multiple national wins, podiumed in Pro Open, and finished 4th in Pro Cruiser at the ABA Grands. Even after stepping away from competition, James never stopped riding. Today, he still hits BMX jumps and mountain bike trails at Trestle Bike Park in Colorado, joking that the extra suspension helps save the joints. Through decades of racing, building, and mentoring, James Linneman has embodied the heart of BMX, skill, dedication, and a lifelong love of the ride. James, welcome to the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
You want us down here? Hey, we got to get a picture of it. Right here. Come on up here.
Take one step this way so we can fit everybody up. There we go.
She wants us away from the screen.
Oh. All right, there you go. Have a seat. He's already calming us down. Got the cash look going on, calms us down, gets us ready.
Got into the rave clothes.
Go.
So James, newest inductee into the BMX Hall of Fame in Nebraska. It's been a long road, right?
Yeah, long road. Started in '85 at the YMCA Gear Jammers BMX, I believe it's called, back behind the YMCA. And my brother took me out. Oh, my dad took me out because my older brother knew about it and just fell in love instantly. And
you had, along the way, I mean, we were looking at everything, and it was kind of like, it seemed like you had these like bursts where you had like, we saw in your video introduction here, there were these bursts where you had these great trends of lots of wins and things like that. Am I right there, or for you, did it feel like it just was always happening?
Yeah, I raced. I took a couple of breaks. I burned out a couple times when I was younger, and really, my break after '90 was because I was trying to get my dad to buy me a motorcycle, and I told him I wouldn't race my bikes anymore. I was like, we could sell both the bikes, buy a motorcycle, and I tried to get him to sell them, and he's like, it's not gonna happen. I was like, fine, I quit racing. He called my bluff, and he sold the bikes, and I never got my motorcycle, and I took a little break, but then we got back into it, and '94, and really started racing a lot in '95. I am terrified, if you guys can't tell.
Well, we're gonna.
That's why we do it this way. You don't have to stand up at the podium. There's nobody even looking at you right now. They're eating their food, drinking their drinks, they're thinking other stuff. But so was your first big win Rockford?
My first national win was actually in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, that was 96, I believe.
What was Rockford? That was
Rockford. I turned pro in Rockford in 2000.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
there you go.
He turned pro.
I knew there was something about Rockford.
And it was my first national when I was 10 years old.
Okay, first
That did
national.
not go very well, but it was a lot of fun.
What happened there? Let's relive it.
I was just in over my head. Honestly, I think we went on a canoe trip like the week before, and we rolled into Rockford with the canoe on the truck and bikes in the bed, and we went racing, and I just really wasn't prepared, honestly, but it was a lot of fun.
You found out what a national was.
Yeah, it was eye-opening. It was good to see. It was amazing.
Okay, I've got one story I wanted to talk to you about. You remember back in Chris Roulette, you'll remember, we loaded up and we went to a national in like Brainerd, Minnesota or something. We took Jimmy with us, and we put him on our direct link team, and he had a jersey and everything. It was one of the most fun like guys road trips that I think I've ever had. You remember that trip?
Yeah, it was. That was a lot of fun. Minnesota was fun.
Yeah.
Going with you guys was a blast for sure.
Yeah. And so we put him on the team. You know, we were putting all our friends on the team. That's how it works in this world. You start a company. The company doesn't make any money or anything. Okay? And it's just an excuse to go hang out with your pals and meet new people like Jimmy. And so he was on our team that year or two, and you know, Chris said, yeah, I got this guy. He was one of the top A pros in the country a couple of years ago. I'm like, cool, put him on the team.
That was fun. For me, the most fun was like going down and riding at the trails, like at Tierra and Wilderness with the guys, and that to me was where it was at. Even if we weren't riding for that, if we were just down there digging all day, and just talking with each other and just goofing off, and I mean that was just the best. No responsibilities, just getting dirty and riding bikes, and yeah, that was just as much fun as the racing.
And those pictures of you on the dirt jumps, where were those at?
Some were at Wilderness and some were in Bellevue.
Yeah, those are the most incredible pictures of, you know, here's another BMX guy that could probably do just as well in like freestyle dirt jumping. So, I mean, it's just amazing. And now you're riding mountain bikes, you said, quite a bit, jumping?
Yeah, we like to go up and ride at Trestle. You know, the chairlifts take you up and you just got to ride down. It's definitely an old man sport right there.
That's awesome. And is there anybody that you want to call out, thank, anything like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Let's start with my mom and dad. Mom, Dad, would you guys stand up? You could not ask for better, more supportive parents. I mean, the miles they put on the car driving me around, and my dad, I don't know when my dad slept. He was a conductor for the railroad, on call 24/7, and somehow we still went to a ton of races, and I don't know when the man slept, but he was amazing. Mom was amazing. If he wasn't around, Mom was right there to take me to a racetrack or do whatever, and you just couldn't ask for better, more supportive parents, and I love you guys.
Well, we want to welcome you into the BMX Hall of Fame for Nebraska. And you know what? It doesn't last very long, but for right now, you are the newest member.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, good job.
Congrats, man.
Nice meeting you, Matt. Look at deal for the sport.
Hey, James.
Okay, we're to the 2000.
You get double awards.
Another person that I just met for the first time tonight. She has quite an impressive bio. You know, I read everybody's in advance, and I had to reread hers because it couldn't be correct. But you guys will all be amazed. The newest inductee, Shelby Fuller-Larson. Come on up and watch your video.
Shelby Fuller-Larson's BMX journey began in 2004 at just 5 years old, racing at Star City BMX in Lincoln, Nebraska. Inspired by her older brother and backed by a family legacy of speed, Her dad, Randy Fuller, and uncle were dirt track racers at Eagle Raceway. Shelby quickly showed she had racing in her blood. Nicknamed Slammin' Shelby by her dad after sprint car legend Sammy Swindell, she became a crowd favorite early on. Her sweet, blue-eyed smile hid a fierce competitor who could beat nearly anyone, boys or girls, on any given day. By 2005, Shelby's dominance extended beyond Nebraska, winning the Redline Cup Finals in Topeka and finishing second at the ABA Grand Nationals. Her talent caught the attention of Factory Prime Redline, who signed her for 2006 and 2007, years that brought more Redline Cup titles, podiums, and her first national win at the Dixieland Nationals in Georgia. From 2008 to 2010, Shelby joined a new local factory team led by Anthony Chambers and Brian Ferragrino called Transform Racing, adding more national victories, including a memorable hometown win at the Cornhusker Nationals. She continued racing with top-tier teams like Pit Stop Bike Shop and Nowhere Extreme Rider, coming heartbreakingly close to a victory at the 2011 Grands, finishing a photo finish second to Amanda Van Ogle, her own Daytona 500 moment. In 2012, Shelby joined Factory Young Guns out of Missouri, collecting more national wins, Gold Cup titles, and NAG finishes. By 2016, she joined CycleWorks, a local shop team that became her racing family. That same year, she captured another Gold Cup #1 on her home track at Star City BMX. Nearly 2 decades after her first race, Shelby staged a comeback in 2023, flying cross-country to Virginia on a red-eye to qualify for the 2024 UCI World Championships, and she won all 3 qualifying rounds. In 2024, she achieved her dream of racing at the Worlds in Rock Hill, South Carolina, marking a career highlight. With 369 career wins, 15 state #1 titles, 10 gold Redline Cups, 17 national wins, and 8 Grands mains, Shelby Fuller-Larson stands as Nebraska's most accomplished BMX racer, male or female. Today she channels that same fearless drive as a Lincoln firefighter, proving that whether on the track or in the community, Shelby continues to inspire others to be like Shelby. The Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame is honored to induct Shelby Fuller-Larson.
Picture? Can we come down here? You want to come down here? All right, Brad's got some questions.
Shelby, we look at your record and you know what I see? BMX overachiever. But congratulations, a lot of great wins. And do you have anything that you, out of all those wins, all of those achievements, that just stick out?
Not really. It wasn't really the races that I remembered, honestly. It was the fun I had off the track, all the people I met, family, friends, bike teams I got to race for. Only a couple of races I really remember. Probably my first win at Rockford. That one stands out. Favorite track I've ever been to. Just had a lot of luck, a lot of good racing there.
I can remember in the video, your bio talks about a win, a Gold Cup win in Topeka, Kansas. Okay, I was there, I remember that, and your family came up to us and they said, we don't know what kind of gearing she should run. And I'm like, I don't know, she looks pretty, she's just fine. Whatever you got, she's out front, just keep it. So.
Yeah, I gotta thank my brother for that bio, he wrote that.
Hey Josh, were you gonna come up here too?
You should, honestly.
He forgot all about that,
my
didn't he?
career than me.
You're welcome to come on up too, Josh.
Okay.
All right.
So you, obviously BMX is, we keep hearing a reoccurring theme that it's about the people, about the friends. You just reinforced that again, that the track was just one thing, but it's all the people and the experience. How have, you've gone on to a career in firefighting. How has your experience in BMX, as far as the drive, determination, Have any of those things helped you in that career?
Oh, probably everything. I mean, I grew up at the BMX track. It's my whole life. We're out there, whether I was racing, was out there helping my brother on the track get it ready for race day, practice. I mean, pretty much everything, my morals, standards, everything I believe in came from BMX.
Do you think that your athleticism in BMX had helped you prepare for being a firefighter and going through all the rigorous preparation that there is there?
I would say so. It would definitely helps.
And who at the firehouse raced BMX?
There's a couple people.
I knew
Oh,
it.
that's
I
cool.
knew it. Yeah.
A couple of people.
So, the the thing is that BMX prepares a lot of people, even in like business and like that, because when you're on the gate, you have to learn how to negotiate. You have to learn how to out-psych your competition, however you're doing it. And when you're out there, on the line and you're doing your work right now, is there anything at all that any one thing that is ever you can just directly look back and say, oh man, I'm so glad I raced BMX because I learned this?
I mean, there's a lot of, you're pushing yourself to your very last effort in the career that I chose. And that's honestly what BMX was. I mean, it was very short. I mean, everybody knows, super short. But you're exhausted at the end. You got to give it your all, push it to the very end. And a lot of that translates over.
It's a sprint, yeah.
It's a sprint.
It's also, a lot of people don't realize if they haven't raced that you also have to think a lot. You have to prepare what line you're going to take, things like that. And I'm sure that's prepared you for things out being right in the heat of the moment, right?
Yeah, a lot of game plan, a lot of strategy. It's huge. I always said BMX is 90% mental, 10% physical.
That's great.
So in the future, I mean, like, history has kind of proven that age is not a limiting factor in competition. Right, Anthony? Okay. So do you see yourself, I know you just recently made a comeback. I mean, do you have any, like, race plans? You got any races coming up that you're thinking about going to? Or, I mean,
Nothing
what do you think?
planned.
Yeah. Are you
Taking
still
it
riding?
easy. Not a lot.
Yeah.
I'd like to eventually get back out there.
I think you will. I mean, come on, it's in your blood.
Yep. Brother's still out there. I don't think he'll ever leave. So.
And you have
Family likes
to
be
keep getting out there because you got to get some more wins. What happens if one of these young kids in here is an up and comer someday?
Oh, I would love that.
So, I know,
honestly.
but you got to keep your lead with all those wins.
No, I'd love for somebody to take that torch.
Okay.
Very doable. There's a lot of good riders out there.
Do you have anybody you'd like to thank or recognize?
Oh, everybody. I mean, obviously my family. We spent countless weekends out at the track. My mom, dad, my whole it was always a whole family event. Everybody would come out. Then eventually it just became kind of just me, my older brother, my grandparents. They were monumental in my BMX career, took us everywhere across the country. All the people I met, long-lasting family, friends that I've made over the years. All the BMX teams that have, believed in me, taken me on, XS, with Anthony Chambers, Brian, Aaron Greeno, they're great people. And then obviously the Sondrups with Cycleworks, they were huge. They did probably the most for me than any team I've ever been on, believed in me. So just kind of everybody's played a huge part in my career and the life that I live now.
Well, it's been an outstanding stretch in BMX. You've done some pretty amazing things, and it's so tremendously cool to have you here and in this Hall of Fame. And congratulations
Thank
again,
you.
Shelby.
Yeah, and I want to thank my older brother Josh.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially because,
yeah.
I mean, my love for this sport is because of him. He loves this sport more than anybody I know. He dedicates all of his time, energy, and he's always out there willing to help everybody. And I wouldn't have had the career I had without him. He was my unpaid manager, biggest supporter, my bike mechanic, held my trophies for me.
You did a good
so.
job, Josh.
Good job. I do want to say that your video is now outdated because you have one more accolade. Congratulations.
That's right, we have to update that.
Yes. Congratulations.
Good job, Shelby. Hey, we got one more thing for you. That's okay, I'm doing that. Is that Lahsaan? Yeah.
Is there no one to...
2000s.
No, is there anyone to... Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to invite him up.
Or is it for both?
Yep.
Tell me your name.
Yeah, I'll just do it. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so our next inductee, and he's being inducted for the 2000s time period, and also the first and only so far inductee that's been inducted for both categories, for two categories, 2000s and Freestyle BMX. Lahsaan could not be here tonight, and I understand. Yeah, go ahead and play the video. Here's this video, and we're going to have a couple people come talk about him here in a minute.
Few riders have blended BMX racing and freestyle with the style, skill, and originality of Lahsaan Kobza. His journey began in 2000 at Star City BMX in Lincoln, Nebraska, where his natural talent and competitive drive quickly set him apart, racing for local teams like Honker Hanger and sponsors including Revolution Bike Shop, JBL, Phantom On-Track Intense, Formula, and Redmond Yamaha. Lahsaan rose through the ranks to become a 6-time ABA World Champion, a rare achievement in any sport. Known for his explosive speed, precise bike handling, and calm confidence under pressure, Lahsaan earned respect across the Midwest and beyond. By the time he reached A-Pro status, it was clear his dedication and talent placed him among the elite in BMX racing. But BMX for Lahsaan was more than racing, it was self-expression. Inspired by a poster of freestyle legend Sean Butler, he transitioned into freestyle riding, teaching himself tricks, refining his balance, and developing a style all his own. His racing background gave him unmatched bike control, speed, and flow, which became hallmarks of his freestyle riding. Over the years, Lahsaan became a fixture in professional freestyle, riding for influential brands like Sub Rosa, The Shadow Conspiracy, Vans, and Casual BMX Shop. His film parts, including What Could Go Wrong, Night Moves with Lahsaan Kobza, and Jib Jab in Tokyo, showcased his smooth, technical, and effortless street riding. Fellow riders and fans consistently praise his style as natural and fluid, a product of years of discipline and creativity. Even as his freestyle career took him around the globe, Lahsaan never forgot his Nebraska roots. Star City BMX and the local racing scene instilled in him control, respect for the bike, and a strong sense of community, values that continue to define his riding today. In 2024, he joined the Casual BMX Shop Pro Team, continuing to inspire a new generation of riders, both racers and freestylers. From the starting gate in Lincoln to international acclaim, Lahsaan Kobza embodies the full spectrum of BMX, competition, creativity, and community. His induction into the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame honors a lifetime of dedication, innovation, and influence, proving that no matter how far he's ridden, his roots remain right here in the Cornhusker State.
Okay. Since Lahsaan couldn't be here tonight, I have kind of a funny story to tell. And then I'd actually like, if Chris Roulette, could you come up and say a few words too? And Ricky, do you want to come up? Okay, it's just you and me then.
Hey, while you're doing that, Tim, while we're waiting for Chris to get up, don't forget about the silent auction. It's the last call. If you bid on anything or there's anything you wanted, probably those 2 watches, you should scoot over there real quick, put in your final bid or see where you're at, because we're going to announce them in a few minutes, and we just want to make sure that you get in on them to support the museum.
So my quick story about Lahsaan, and trust me, something must have happened. He was planning on coming, because I did communicate with him, and he's super stoked about this, by the way.
Probably out riding his bike.
He's probably riding his bike, like doing something like that. But when he was a young racer, and Chris can kind of talk to that a little bit more, one summer, again, it was in the direct link days when I had a team and I was hauling kids around. We went somewhere, Portage, Indiana, I think it was, and we were in my 99 Jeep Cherokee, and it's not a very big car. We had Dane in there, I think, bunch of us in this thing. And it's July, the heat of the summer, and my AC went out on the way home. And poor Lahsaan, little kid, how old was he, 12? 10? 10, 11. He's back there. I looked in the rearview mirror, and here he is just sweating. But he's not complaining. He's like, oh, that was fun. Thanks for taking me. So, go ahead.
Yeah, he was very, very grateful kid. Probably one of the most humble riders I've ever seen for the talent that he had. I mean, as you've seen in the video, the kid could do anything and won so many races that you can't even count them. But he never really cared about that. I mean, he was on millions of teams, factory #1 teams, but all he wanted to do was ride his bike, and he was just so good at it, and he was so smooth. And he, even at his young age, would help even kids that were like younger than him. If he was a 12-year-old, he's helping 8-year-olds at the track. He was always trying to help out. Anything he could do. He had a wonderful mother, a very good brother. He was just a really good kid. I coached him for a little bit, a couple years when he was coming up. I'm very lucky to have known him. Love that kid. I wish he was here tonight, and if he's watching, Lahsaan, we're all very, very proud of you.
Yeah, if you're watching tonight, congratulations, brother. Good job.
Okay, we've got some more freestyle. And actually, our next inductee, I never knew him as a freestyler. I knew him as a BMXer. So I would love to hear from our newest inductee, Tom Jeffries.
Tom Jeffries began his BMX journey at age 15 at Spinnin Spokes BMX in Omaha, Nebraska. Quickly rising through the expert ranks in the early 1980s, Tom showed the skill and determination that would define his career. By 1981, Nebraska's pro class was highly competitive, and Tom made the leap to professional racing. In 1985, he and fellow Nebraskan Tim Lillethorup competed at the ABA Grand Nationals, winning motos and reaching the semifinals, narrowly missing the main event by a single point, a testament to his talent and the intensity of BMX racing in that era. Around 1987, Tom began exploring freestyle BMX, performing in parades and eventually for Applause Video, promoting the movie Rad, and helping introduce freestyle to wider audiences. He formed his own trick team, performing at Septemberfest, company picnics, and civic events in Nebraska and Iowa. Notably, he became the first freestyle rider to perform at Omaha's Civic Auditorium Auto Show, solidifying his reputation as an innovator. Tom also earned competitive freestyle honors, winning the Wichita Freestyle Series and standout events like the Safari Bar Showcase, while partnering with Anthony Chambers for teen club shows that inspired a generation of young riders. After a break to serve in the Army, Tom returned to cycling at age 50 through mountain bike racing, winning the 2013 Psychopath Series in Cat 2, the 2013 Iowa Series in Cat 2, and the 2014 Psychopath Series. He revitalized his passion for jumping and trick riding, constructing sanctioned jumps at Swanson Park in Omaha, marking the first time mountain bike jumps were allowed on local trails. He eventually purchased property and built his own jump lines, complete with bridges and large features, creating a destination for riders from across the region. Tom united the BMX and mountain bike communities and sparked a regional wave of jump line development in Nebraska and Iowa. From his early days at Spinnin Spokes to his groundbreaking freestyle performance and mountain bike jump innovations, Tom Jeffries has shown creativity, perseverance, and a lifelong commitment to cycling. His influence has transformed BMX and mountain biking in the Midwest, making him a truly deserving inductee into the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
So Tom, right here between us. There you go.
You want to get up? Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead and have a seat.
I don't know much about this guy, Brad, so I think you're going to have to help me.
Come on. I think you're joshing me. All I want to know, the very first question is, all that jumping, how many bones? How many bones have been broken?
Not so much, more like back injuries and things like that. But really, I never really crashed much. It was work that I got hurt at.
Oh my God.
See?
I'm sorry, that's not funny. I don't know why we're talking about
that big jump,
laughing.
the picture of the big jump, I hit that probably 1,000 times and I never crashed once on it. I just shut it down 2 years ago. I was riding till I was 60 and hitting that jump till I was 60. And then, like I said, my back, I got some compressed discs and stuff from work.
Yeah.
And so now I just tore it down, so it's history now.
I didn't know it was history. I can't come hit it one more time?
No, I tore it down in July.
Oh, man.
Well, see, you should have stuck with BMX and not worked. And your back would be fine. You'd be good.
Work's dangerous.
Work is dangerous. But, so I see BMX racer, freestyler, but then also mountain biker. Do you have a preference? Is there one that you just go, I just like it a little more?
The mountain biking, because I was riding full suspension, not in this picture, but so for my old bones, that felt a lot better to me. So I guess the last one I did, which would be mountain bike racing, or jumping.
Yeah, cool. Tim?
And we hit that jump. I mean, Anthony and I, when we were getting ready for vintage racing, remember it was like 2 years ago, 2 years ago? Tom's like, come on out, man, come to our jump line. I went out there and I looked at that jump line and I said, I don't think so, Tom. I mean, do you see that jump where that big gap, the last picture, where you, like we came out there, Anthony had a mongoose. I had my 1980 Powerlight Cruiser, and Tom's like, come on, man, come around. Go slow a few times. Come on, just hit it. You don't have to worry. It just sends you, and it's perfect. I hit that thing once. I mean, I cleared it. Not like he does. But, I mean, I actually flew over that thing, and I'm going to be 64. I was like 62 then. And I said, Tom, and you're like, come on now. You got it now. Okay, let's keep going. Let's spend the day. Hit it more and more and more. I said, no, Tom, I think once is good.
Well, now in my defense, it did have a bridge on it at that time. I put bridges on it.
He had a bridge that would like close off the gap. So I mean, yeah, but still.
Tim, he's
a legend around here for the dirt line jumping. It talked about how, you know, when I got into mountain biking in the 80s, it was like, let's go ride this single track trail. Okay, and a jump was just a little bump. But I mean, now if you go to these mountain bike trails, and Chris Orr is here from International Mountain Bike Association. Is Chris still here? Okay, I meant to introduce Chris Orr too, because he's a trail builder and an instructor for the International Mountain Bike Association. And Chris will attest to this too. Those jumps that Tom builds are like, I mean, they're building that kind of stuff now, but I mean, Tom was way ahead of the game.
Yeah, I got the first ones done at Swanson Park. And then they started to cut back on what I could do. They started getting scared.
Yeah.
And so I got my own property and I made something. I just kind of went a little crazy with it, but I put a lot of bridges on it, and a lot of people came out there, and it sort of started a fire of, you know, I posted it on Thor, the mountain bike thing, and it sort of brought the BMX and the mountain bike. I would send a lot of people to Karl, who you'll hear about later.
Yeah.
It was just a good thing to just, I didn't charge anybody. I just wanted people to learn. I just loved it. And it was just so much fun. But, you know, all things come to an end, right?
Yeah, we don't want to. But what else do you want to talk about?
I want to thank Tim for putting this all together, because this is so cool. There's just so many stories. We could sit up here forever and bore you heck out of you, but to us, it's the best stuff to talk about. But all our stories kind of intertwine in different ways.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating. So to us, this isn't boring. I know to some of you people, it might be a little slow for us, like, you know, but we have the inside on all this stuff, so it just brings back all the memories. And there's no better people here, and there's no better class to be inducted in. I'm just really humbled by who I'm being inducted with in this class. They're all not only amazing riders, but they're amazing people as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have stories too. Okay, I got just one more quick story. Okay, so when I moved back from Arizona, Brad and I both worked at ABA. I moved back in '84, and I remember Tom for the track, and so we ended up for like 2-3 years. We were like hardcore training buddies. Like, right? I mean, we were just like Pat Abendroth, right? We would do gates together. We would take the starting gate to deep grass down at the park, where if we did starts, we had to pedal through the deepest grass. We trained our butts off, and like both had the same Patterson. He had a Patterson PR24 just like mine, or PR20, and it could go on and on. I mean, I'm just really proud to have you here.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Tom, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Way to go, man.
Okay, everybody watched their show today. I would like to introduce our next inductee, Karl Hinkley. Karl Hinkley.
Karl Hinkley's impact on BMX is impossible to overstate. Born in 1977 in Nebraska, he began riding motocross at just 2.5, and by age 4, he was already a natural on his first BMX bike. By 14, Karl was racing competitively while exploring freestyle, a passion that would define his career. At 19, Karl turned professional, quickly making his mark with podium finishes at contests like the Pit Skate Park in Rockford and the 1998 X Games X Trials Pro Street event. Known as Crazy Karl and Suicide for his fearless style, including riding brakeless, he even launched a signature frame, the Suicide Frame, cementing his influence on BMX bike design. Karl's entrepreneurial spirit shone early. At 18, he founded Stolen Clothing, selling BMX gear across the Midwest while competing. In 2002, he and his wife Carrie opened The Warehouse, an indoor BMX park in Omaha, giving riders a year-round space to develop their skills. Alongside friend Jason McGinnis, Karl became one of the first Nebraska freestylers to land backflips, sparking a wave of BMX stunt innovation. In 2005, he produced and released the BMX video Missing in Action, showcasing many Midwest riders. In 2010, Karl launched Nowhere BMX, producing American-made bikes, parts, and apparel, and supporting a nationally recognized stunt team performing at venues like Mile High Stadium, the Mall of America, and the Nebraska State Fair. His commitment to community grew further with the Nowhere Compound, a nonprofit indoor BMX park and pump track open year-round to riders of all ages, featuring jumps, mega ramps, and the world's largest handlebars. Karl's influence reaches beyond Nebraska. He has sponsored and mentored riders who achieve national and international success, including Olympian Hannah Roberts, Colton Walker, Jacob Thiem, Danimal Nielsen, and Sam Bussell. His family continues the legacy with his children Paxton, Rayma, Luna, and Jason, all riding and performing with the Nowhere team. From competitor and innovator to mentor and community leader, Karl Hinkley has dedicated his life to growing BMX locally and nationally. His fearless riding, entrepreneurial vision, and commitment to accessibility and youth development make him a transformative figure in the sport and a truly deserving inductee into the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
Let's get a photo. Chris, get up here too. Come on in, come on up here.
Where do you want me?
It's right between us here. We're good.
All right.
Cool.
Can never tell if yours is upside down.
Yeah, that's upside down, buddy.
Love you, honey.
You're gonna make it hard right off the bat, aren't
You got a big crowd here.
All right, have a seat. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Karl, what's it like to take your passion, take your love of BMX, and make it into a full-time career?
I mean, it's pinch me. Like, it's not something I ever thought that would happen in my life, but it's the most rewarding and best thing I ever could have hoped for. I couldn't be happier.
And it's very well-rounded. I mean, it's, you know, I've known, and I've sponsored at Vision. When I had Vision, I sponsored a lot of freestylers, but that was just one part. They were a pro rider. You've found other areas with your apparel, with your you know, your riding area and everything, and your shows. What keeps you inspired and keeps you thinking of new ways to keep it going?
Each and every new kid that is at our free training facility every week, when they learn something new and I see that spark and that smile and that parent come to me and tell me like how they're doing better in school, they have more friends because of the character development they have by getting to just be a part of a community and get to ride with all our team members that are so nice to them and embrace them. I mean, every time I see that, I'm reminded of why I need to do what I do.
That's great. That's great. Because it's so rewarding when you hear about your achievements, but then when you're passing it along, that's even better.
That's one big thing I reflect upon all the time is I remember being a kid and in later teenage years just wanting this so bad. Like, it just burned how much I liked BMX. I loved it so deeply because it truly saved my life. It was like the thing outside of a really rough high school years and everything, that BMX was the place that I found my safe place. But here's the crazy part is that doesn't even touch the feeling I get of then meeting kids later on that looked up to me or wanted to talk to me and would listen to me about life just because of that bicycle. And I mean, that started with like Ben Paulson. When I met him in a small town, it was like these kids were bugging me to mow my lawn and stuff because they'd heard about my career. And I'm like, told my wife, I'm like, holy crap, they're listening to me about life. They're wanting to graduate high school. They're wanting to not do drugs. They're wanting to like do things because of that bike. And it was that moment that I'm like, I realized my place in the world, I like to think. And it's all these riders that have made me want to be my best me for them. So I gotta thank my team for that, and every kid that comes out, because you guys have all made me a better person. So thank you.
That's awesome. You know, we've talked about the museum here, and I know you have a close association with them. Tell us a little bit about what they mean to you and what you've done, because you know that Tim and I think they're just incredible. So
Tim's hilarious because Tim says, you'll notice this a lot. Tim goes around and calls everybody his heroes. Like, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Tim does that. You notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that.
And Tim is, like my wife and I just said this earlier today, Tim has got to be single-handedly one of the nicest human beings I have ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like, and how much everyone means to him and how much of this means to him. This is truly humbling and honoring to be a part of something so amazing. Like, this is awesome. The museum is amazing for bringing this on, because we're a bunch of junkyard dogs, like all of us in this room, we know that. And to have a place, to have a home, that's incredible. Like, that is super cool. So huge thank you to Tim Matthews and to the Speedway Museum and everything. This is just amazing.
it's great, and now you guys, at the last minute, showing your dedication to what you do and to the museum and to everybody that traveled to come here, you guys took all your ramps from outside, which originally the show was supposed to be outside, if you don't know that. And they gathered everything out, reassembled it, and put it back together so everybody could enjoy a show. That's a showman right there.
Thank you. it's Thank you. We want to inspire. That's the thing. We don't, I mean, it's about inspiring the next generation. It's about inspiring the kiddos.
Tim?
Well, I've been inspired just, getting to know you more, getting ready for this Hall of Fame. And we kind of knew each other, but I want to thank you for jumping in to this event with such enthusiasm, in the planning, the Zoom meetings, the meetings we've had here, and helping us put this all together. it's just been kind of an honor to work with you on this. So.
Thank you, Tim, and big thank you for bringing on freestyle. I mean, Nebraska has so much rich history, racing and freestyle alike, and I really look forward to a rich future in everything that has to come for this. I think it has so much room to keep going. It's awesome.
You're on board to be the freestyle committee chair.
Thank you.
And I want to bring up one other thing. If you haven't looked at the bottom of the posters or some of the other places, he was one of our sponsors here, so thank you for that as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All the sponsors, make sure you support all those people. Look at them down on the bottom because they're one of the reasons we're here tonight.
Hey, one more quick question. When's your next show? Are you done you shut it down for the fall and winter, or?
This was it for the season.
Okay.
How many of you guys follow our nonprofit and follow our pages? Do we got quite a few people out there?
Look at that.
So,
Wow.
I think this is a great platform. I haven't had a chance to do this yet, but I want to let everybody know that we've received a rather nice grant, and we are going to be expanding our building by another third, giving more room and more ramps for kids.
Awesome.
To be able to come completely free, as always.
Great job.
Great. Well, I guess we've said it a couple times, quite a few times tonight, but you're our newest member of the BMX Hall of Fame and one of the freestylers. Congratulations.
Thank you. Can I give a last thank you?
You sure can.
Absolutely.
Because I think it's appropriate. This started with my parents. I had the raddest set of parents. My mom and dad were 100% behind me all the time, traveling to contests and doing everything. Thank you. My mom is here. Thank you so much. And then I found freestyle from one of my childhood best friends, Greg Joyce, who grabbed a ticket and got here right away. I love you, Greg. Thank you he's a successful business owner now. This guy to always donate whenever I'm doing anything. I love Greg. He's an amazing human being. And then my team has had my back since every day. You guys are amazing, and I love you so much. My kiddos and my wife. I mean, I filled 6 acres full of crap, ramps everywhere, and you guys have never blinked, and you've always supported. I know it's been super hard to deal with all the stuff Dad brings on. Thank you guys so much for having my back. And today there's one person that I've thought about all day that's had all of our backs, and that's Jeremiah Droscher. One of our best friends we lost last year, and he's the wings on our back. He was one of those kids that we took on at a younger age, and he turned into a mentor himself, and this company meant everything to him and our cause. So every day that I kind of quiver and things are tough, I think about Jeremiah, and I know he'd kick my butt if I ever quit. So Maya, I will always continue to help the kids. I love you, brother. Ride for Maya. Thank you guys so much. I'm truly honored.
Yeah. Way to go, man.
Thank you so much.
Well, all good things must come to an end. We're rounding down. We have 2 left, right?
We do, and this is a category I'm a little familiar with, although what this inductee has done is so much more than I was ever able to accomplish. In our track operator category, Chuck Burr.
Chuck Burr's BMX journey began in 1980 in a deeply personal way, through his 3-year-old son, Ryan. Curious to see a neighbor boy race behind the Northeast YMCA in Lincoln, Chuck soon found himself helping parents run races. That casual support quickly grew into a lifelong commitment to Nebraska BMX, where Chuck became a trusted and familiar figure to riders, families, and volunteers alike. In 1981, when the YMCA needed the land back, Chuck stepped up, leasing land near Waverly and building Gear Jammers BMX, complete with a starting gate and registration building. Riders from Lincoln and surrounding areas embraced the new track, Drawn not only to its challenges, but to the welcoming atmosphere Chuck fostered. He emphasized safety, fairness, and fun, ensuring parents and kids felt confident and included. By 1982, Gear Jammers returned to the Northeast YMCA, where Chuck continued operating the track through 1985. Known for his hands-on approach, he stayed late to repair gates, smooth track surfaces, and fine-tune layouts for the best racing conditions. Chuck made a point of connecting with every rider, offering encouragement and guidance regardless of skill level, building a true BMX family. In 1986, when the YMCA sold the land, Chuck moved all track equipment to Oak Lake, helping design a new course and helped establish Star City BMX. Under his leadership, Star City became more than a track, it became a hub for Nebraska BMX. A place where families gathered, racers learned sportsmanship, and young riders discovered a love for the sport. Chuck even visited other state tracks with Ryan in 1987, bringing back ideas to improve the Nebraska racing experience. Through decades of dedication, Chuck Burr built lasting relationships with riders, parents, and the ABA. He celebrated victories, consoled defeats, mentored track helpers, and helped the sport flourish. His legacy isn't just in the tracks he built or the races he ran. It's in the community, friendships, and memories he helped create. Chuck's tireless commitment to BMX has left an indelible mark, ensuring the sport thrives in Nebraska for generations to come. For Chuck's dedication to BMX, we proudly honor him in the Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame.
Good. Yeah. You want us to come down there?
Got it.
Get over there, Biker.
Go ahead.
All right, have a seat. Well, Chuck, we've had you on this list for a number of years, and we skipped a few years on this Hall of Fame, and so glad we're finally getting this over with because you had such a influential role in those early 80s.
I'm honored to be inducted into this Hall of Fame. BMX was a time in the 80s where it was tough to find land, to find a track to put on, and we were in a situation where at the YMCA here in Lincoln that they were going to have the city wanted to work on the land behind the Y. So we had to, at that time, they gave us notice in the fall that the track wouldn't be available. Well, that raised all kinds of questions. What are we going to do? Because we had Lincoln riders, nowhere to go. So we had parents and my wife, we were trying to locate land. And it was a tough time to try to do that. And finally, what happened was we found some land in Waverly, and we went out there and got to build a track in 1981 and started the track out there.
And that's what you called it. You called it Gear Jammers.
Gear Jammers BMX is the first track that we had out there, and that only lasted a year for that lease. And then we were looking for land again, and then the Y said that we could have the land back at that time, but we only had about half as much area to use. So we had parents got together, and one of the parents had a farm, and he had a bulldozer. So he came in and he helped make some berms and stuff, and we raced there for about 2 years. We made the track, and after that, the wife says, "Well, we're going to sell the land." So then we're in a fix again. So then we finally went back out to Oak Lake, and we built what was now Star City BMX. And it was all because of the parents. The parents did a lot that people just can't imagine what you have to do. You have to talk to the city, trophies, everything, and the parents is really what's making BMX sport.
What's as a track operator, because Tim and I worked for the AVA and we saw it from a different side.
Yeah.
As an independent track operator, as you said, there's so much to do. You have to work with the city, you have to work with the with the committees, and you have to make sure everything's handled. After all of that effort and all of that, what makes it rewarding for you?
What makes it really rewarding is that to meet all the different people and the parents and their kids, and really getting to know the parents and getting their help. The parents did a lot to make BMX go in Nebraska. Without them, we wouldn't have tracks, I don't think, because they always show up. I always had parents, they'd call me up and they'd say, is it gonna rain? Do we need the water? Do we need to come out and rake? What do you want me to do? And they'd drop everything at a minute's notice to come out and try to dry the track off and rake or whatever they'd need. And it really made a big difference, because at one time we were having to buy trophies and to unpack them and put them together. It takes a lot of time, and a lot of parents were doing that.
You know what, Chuck, though, you said something that I kind of focused on, which was they called you, they asked you. Every good track needs a nucleus like a Chuck.
Yeah, it was quite a deal. My wife, she did a lot of that. She picked up all the little parts, and where I was always on the phone with parents or trying to get people to come in to help or move stuff, and she'd find out the other things that needed to be done around the track, and to make sure we had enough, pop and stuff for the concession stand, and all that stuff takes a lot of time. Without the parents, you just can't do it. I mean, it is a lot of work, and I'm really glad to see that BMX is growing like it is now.
Well, the thing that I've always realized is that track operators need racers, and racers need track operators, and so that's why we thank you, people like yourself.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it was well worth it, and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to meet the people. When I gave up the track, Star City BMX, to Joel Tomes, I started racing more with my son in other states. And to meet other track directors and go to other states was really an eye-opener too, because I knew what to expect when I went to their track, and they were just like me. They were in the same situation. So I would help them with their tracks. My wife, she would do registration stuff at other tracks too.
Well, I tell you what, it's like the track was moved from the YMCA to Star City. Star City has been, I don't know what year that was, but Star City has been there ever since.
I think it was probably 86.
Yeah,
went
so
to Star City.
Anybody who's grown up racing at Star City BMX, they can thank people like Chuck, Chuck had a major influence, played a major role into getting that track going.
And we built the starting gate at the Y, and that we took it out to Waverly, and then we took it back to the Y, and then it ended up at Star City BMX. That was the starting gate we had for all those tracks.
I wonder where that starting gate is now.
I don't know.
Nobody ever knows. We were talking about Chris. He didn't know where his was either.
That and the ticket booth. And I think the booth is still out there, but it's not used as a ticket booth.
At Waverly?
No, yeah, the one we built at the Y. We took it to Waverly too, at Brad.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember when we were towing it from the Y to Oak Lake, we had to raise the lights up, the traffic lights, to get it on a flatbed, to get it out there.
I'll be darned. That's crazy.
But, it's been a long trip, and I'm glad to see BMX is where it is today.
Chuck, welcome to the BMX Hall of Fame in Nebraska.
Thank you.
Can I help you up? Yeah. Congratulations, sir.
These things are kind of fragile, so.
Here, don't forget this.
Well, let's get him down off of here.
Yeah. Yeah, there you are. You bet. Yeah, we're winding it up.
Our final
See the
category.
bar closed down, though.
Yeah.
This is before Amazon, where we couldn't just go online and buy parts. We had to go to the local bike shop. We see everything in the magazine, and that's the only place we could get it. So with the bike shop category, I think somebody, Wade, are you going to speak for, or Earl Huffman?
Wade and Anthony. Wade's going to talk, and Anthony will. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Actually, it looks like Earl's here.
There you go.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. This has been a long time coming. I've been waiting for this forever.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get a photo. Don't forget the photo.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, we got to get the.
Oh, yeah, wait. Here we go. Where are we going? Who am I getting there?
Just a photo.
Okay. Oh, you want that? Okay, you take that. All right, we're good.
Don't drop this one.
No.
Don't drop that one, dude. Here, just sit it.
Yeah. You want that?
Yeah, let's just.
You got that.
You're great. There's your mic.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. The video guy. We have a lot going on up here.
After retiring from the United States Air Force, Earl Huffman turned his energy to business, first in Hudson car parts and soon after in bicycles. By the late 1970s, his two-car garage in Bellevue, Nebraska was overflowing with frames, tires, and handlebars, giving birth to Huffman's Bike Shop, which would evolve into the iconic Earl's Bicycle Factory. Earl had a natural talent for what riders wanted. He recognized that BMX was more than a trend, it was a movement. Selling bikes and parts out of the trunk of his car at local races, Earl became a trusted source for everything riders needed, from grips and pads to frames and forks. His shop stocked the latest BMX brands, including Kuwahara, Redline, GT, Torker, and SE Racing, making Earl's a destination for riders across Nebraska and the Midwest. Earl's influence went far beyond sales. He sponsored countless riders, creating the Earl's Bicycle Factory race team, which included future local legends such as Anthony A.C. Chambers, Wade Uldrich, Gabe Girard, Scott Ackerman, Randy Frost, and Gene Ormond, to name just a few. Known for spotting talent, Earl connected Anthony Chambers to the Kuwahara national team, helping both the rider's career and his shop thrive. By the early 80s, Earl's Bicycle Factory had grown from a garage into a bustling Quonset hut near Offutt Air Force Base, packed wall-to-wall with bikes, accessories, and gear. Riders recall the massive selection of Vans and Airwalk shoes, as well as the welcoming, fun atmosphere Earl created. His humor, mentorship, and passion made everyone, from beginners to pros, feel at home. Earl and his wife Kay ran the shop as a team, building not just a business, but a community. Though Earl passed away in 2008 and Kay in 2024, their legacy endures in the memories, friendships, and careers they helped nurture. For his entrepreneurial spirit, dedication to BMX, and lasting impact on generations of riders, Earl Huffman is an inductee into the 2025 Nebraska BMX Hall of Fame, a true pioneer whose influence helped shape the foundation of Nebraska BMX.
Tim, I don't even know where to go with this one.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk to a couple guys who knew Earl. I knew Earl. I knew him really well. And I guess my mic is on. And that place was amazing. I mean, it was like packed with stuff. I mean, anything you wanted in the, all through the 80s, really. Tell me more.
You're looking at bicycle frames. You're looking at, is this thing? It's on. It's on? It's on. It's on.
No, it's not.
It is now. But yeah, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds. Kuharas, Torkers, GTs, Redlines, you name it. It was up there. I got a Gary Ellis prototype Kuhara laser light from there. There was only 50 ever made. I mean, you wanted a frame, you were gonna find it. You wanted a part, you were gonna find it. It was the only bike shop in Nebraska at the time that really cared about BMX. And it was a mainstay for most of us in the community. And it's, excuse me a second. I'm very lucky here. Not only do I get to talk about Earl, I'm here, so many of my friends. Chuck Burr was just up here, showing your guy, big influence on me. Pat Abendroth, you guys are great.
Hold that up.
I'm here to talk about my past sponsor. My current sponsor just got inducted, Karl Hinkley. This is awesome. What I can say about Earl was the businessman. Being a rider for Earl was amazing.
Hey, wait.
But at the same time, thank you. This was back in the day before cell phones. He would carry a little pocket calculator, that top pocket there.
Oh, he knew how to use it too, because you didn't get anything over on Earl.
I got my discounts, you know, I was his rider, I got my discounts. But boy, it was to the penny.
Yeah.
I am not lying. And I love the man to death. His wife Kay was amazing. She ran so much, she put up with all of us as well. But Earl's was the mainstay. We all went there. And it's still talked about today. If you're an eBay buyer or seller, I believe his family still sells stuff under Selling His Stuff is their title, I believe, is what they, still sell under Earl's old stuff. You might find it still on eBay these days. A lot of people, he was the guy. I mean, Anthony, you got the Kuhara deal.
Are you going to come up here and just say a couple words?
He helped Anthony with the Kuhara deal. I got the Robinson deal. And after that, you know, we both, you know, you had success with them. I had success with Robinson for a little bit.
We get another mic.
And
the other one's not working, unfortunately.
It might.
But
you're gonna have to share.
Yeah, but eventually, Earl, you know, we were riding bikes, but even though we were team riders, sometimes you didn't always like the parts of the manufacturer you were riding for, and it happens. And Earl kind of saw that, and he decided to start his own team. And those purple aqua jerseys, those were good times.
Okay, now I'm gonna talk
Anthony,
about.
I'm sorry, we're all out of time.
I'm gonna talk about Earl in the beginning.
Anthony, I'm sorry, we need to get someone else up here now. No, I'm just kidding.
Now, when I first met Earl, it was 1981, and I met him at a BMX track, and he was selling stuff out of the trunk of his car, and Oldsmobile, and that was basically his store. I graduated from high school in 1982, and my roommates and I lived 3 blocks away from Earl in Bellevue. So I was over at his house every day, and I rode for another company called AAA Lock and Bike Shop. And I started eating dinner with him and his wife, Kay, because I was over there every day. And he had a 2-car garage, and it became Hoffman's Bike Shop. And after a while, he said, look, I can probably get you a deal. I notice kids talk to you at the track, and their parents talk to you at the track. I can probably get you a ride with Kuhara, but you got to leave AAA Lock and Bike Shop. I said, well, you find out what you can do, and then we'll worry about that later. So he ended up making it work, and we started selling bike parts. Now, I'm going to tell you, I didn't pay for nothing. He got me a ride with Kuhara. I got some bikes, and my job, because he gave me a job, he said, I'll make sure you have money in your pockets. This is before he sponsored anybody, so he knew nothing about sponsors. He said, this is what you do. Every week, I'm going to put a new part on your bike. And when these parents and these kids come and talk to you, you talk about those parts. Earl was a businessman. He's 100% true about that.
Yep.
It was about business.
He was. I never, like I said, I never got a deal.
He was
I
a
didn't
business.
either. I rode for him.
I was used to getting deals.
He was a businessman, but Earl was a good dude.
No, he was a great dude. He would find you what you needed.
Yeah.
If you needed something rare and unusual and hard to find, he would like, next week it'd be there.
This is a thing that's funny. A kid would come in and say, hey, I need a pair of so-and-so parts. Earl would take it off of a bike that he had in the back and bring it out, and the kid would say, well, where's the box at? He said, what are you here to buy? The part of the box. I mean, it didn't matter. Earl made the deal happen. He was a great person. He helped a lot of us get started.
Yes.
He got us good deals, good rides. He was one of a kind. His wife, Kay, was wonderful.
He was a disciplinarian too. I mean,
Yes.
He made sure that we were on the up and up.
That we were on the up and up, we were taken care of, and he was just a good person. I miss Earl. His wife, Kay, just passed away a year ago, and I miss them both dearly. And I remember my last conversation with Earl. He was on oxygen, he had COPD, and he had tears in his eyes, and he knew his time was coming, and I miss him, and he definitely needs to be in this Hall of Fame. I mean, he's on it. I mean, he was a great part of the history of Nebraska, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Bar none.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Earl, welcome to the Hall of Fame posthumously.
Yeah. He's
And
watching.
everyone, I want to, before everybody gets up and gets going, we got to make sure that we thank our sponsors that helped make this happen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank the museum and all their workers that made this happen. Let's hear it for them. And the inductees. Congratulations to each and every one of you, past, present, and the future riders.
Thank you.
Thank you
you
so
all
much.
for coming.
Thank you, Tim and Brad.
It's been a wonderful night. We're so happy that you all came.